Hey, welcome to Anthropology Collections.
Hey, Alex, can you tell us a little bit about what you do here?
Yeah, I'm curator of ethnography here at the Natural History Museum of Utah, and I'm also assistant professor of anthropology in the anthropology department at the University of Utah.
That's awesome. Do you mind if we take a little bit of a look around?
Yeah, let's check out the anthropology collections room. This is our collections area where we house both archaeology and ethnography collections. Archaeology, uh, these are objects and materials that are excavated as part of archaeological excavations and surveys to understand past people through their material remains. And ethnography tends to be historical and contemporary cultural belongings purchased from artists that are representative of both contemporary and a broad sweep of history. These baskets are relatively contemporary here that I'm showing you, but they also represent thousands and thousands of years of cultural practice by these communities. So we're walking through our basketry cabinets right now, and baskets were and continue to be very important objects to the people who live in the Southwest, the Great Basin, Colorado Plateau, California. And so these are a broad selection of baskets that are made both utilitarian and of great cultural importance. So things like hats or cradles for infants, cooking baskets, gathering baskets. So these are made with thousands of years worth of expertise from plants that are gathered by folks in this region.
And is this whole hallway full of baskets?
We just reached the end of our basket area, and now we are entering into our stacks full of boxes of archaeological materials. So these are materials like soil samples, groundstone fragments, lithics like chipstone flakes and projectile points, ceramic, sometimes vegetal material, so plants that survived in the archaeological record. And these are reposited often by cultural resource archaeologists or federal or state agencies after an excavation takes place. So we care for these objects that are reposited, and we work in consultation with tribal communities to make sure we're caring for them in the way tribes would like to see us.
That's wonderful. And you have so many objects here. How many
We
do you think
do.
are actually on display?
Probably a fraction of 1% of the roughly million objects we have. So when I say objects, this involves everything from a very large Navajo rug to a tiny pressure fake from a prehistoric lithic. And so when I say millions, many of these objects might be a small seed or a tiny flake. And these are of enormous importance to researchers and tribal community members. But some of these things might be redundant in our efforts to tell the stories of Indigenous peoples in this region in an exhibit context. So we try and put out items that through consultation with tribal communities tell the stories of the past and present people of the region.
That's amazing. Do you have any objects that you could show us?
Yeah, I have a couple Indigenous cradles out, and this is one of my areas of work that I do. I'm interested in understanding the trade-offs women make between infant care and getting food for their family. So in a lot of communities, both prehistorically and before, during, and after colonization, women were contributing upwards of 80% of the calories to their household. So these are things like acorns in California, pine nuts and small seeds in the Great Basin. Women did all the labor to gather these and process them. And when you have a breastfeeding baby that you're caring for, and you need to gather and process a lot of food, you need a technology that helps you safely carry the infant and do your work effectively. And I think as anyone who has cared for an infant knows, they often prevent you from doing your other work. So cradle technology is a really ingenious piece of technology that is used across North America prehistorically and still today by tribal communities. So different tribes have different styles, but the thing that they all have in common is that it's a safe way to care for your baby while you're getting stuff done.
I love that. Last question for you. What kind of conversations are you having with the native people who these objects originate from?
Yeah, we work in collections and exhibits to collaborate with Native communities to ensure that we are caring for items appropriately and respectfully, repatriating items that we shouldn't be holding anymore, um, and presenting objects and conducting research in a way that addresses tribal interests and concerns and respectfully addresses our own research questions.
I love that so much. Thank you for letting us stop in. I know you're super busy, so we'll get out of your hair.
Yeah, I'm going to kick you guys out now.